AI is not by design not just meant to live in silos. It's about, well, it needs the data, right? It needs to learn from global data. It needs to scale across markets, and then only it can serve the needs of millions, and also the customers are around the world. And that's the conversation that we're going to have. And moderating this conversation is a leader who doesn't just understand international tech diplomacy, but she really shapes it. Jemma Jeon, the CEO of AGCC Korea. She leads the organization, a global VC and accelerator program, connecting Korean deep tech startups with markets in Middle East and Europe, as well as beyond. She spearheaded also the Korea UAE path to global AI leadership, one of the first nation-scale AI conversation initiatives between Asia and the Gulf countries. And joining her in this conversation is no one else than Vincenzo Pinto, the Vice President AI and Data of EN, Mecejus, the Executive Director of AI71, and June Paik, the CEO of FuriosaAI. Please give them a warm welcome and a big round of applause, everybody. Welcome.
So are we ready now? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Very welcome for our forum today. Our session is called panel discussion, shaping the future with AI on global level. I'm Jemma Jeon, CEO of AGCC Korea, and I'm so happy to be here to moderate our first session of panel talk now. To share key insights on everything from the semiconductor to technology collaboration, we are joined by three experts here today. First, June from FuriosaAI, and Vincenzo from AI71, and also Klemensas from AI71. Okay, let's start the discussion right away. Let's begin by setting the stage and looking at the core of AI technology. The engine driving this revolution is hardware, specifically the advanced semiconductors that power AI. So let's start our discussion on that way. So June, first of all, FuriosaAI has become one of the most people talked about the player in the world in next generation AI semiconductors. Could you start by sharing what differentiates your technology and how it addresses the growing compute and energy challenges in AI today?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I first like to show our chip we call Renegade. It's our second-gen chip product. We just launched it last year, and we are currently actively sampling with the customers. So why our customers are showing great interest in this product? The reason is, as you see, now the demand for AI computing, especially on AI inference side, is exploding right now. The LLM models are right now needs a lot of token generations. And as we need more and more AI, this AI computing needs to be more efficient and sustainable, either on-prem or even in a data center or in the cloud. So our technological differentiation definitely is sustainability. So we like this AI computing much more sustainable than the current standard solution, usually based on GPU.
Great, great. Thank you for your answer. Okay, next question is, how do we bring it to the real world? So that's all about the ecosystem, right? So Klemensas, it's your time. AI71 is known for turning cutting-edge research into the real world in different sectors, right? So how do you view the UAE's role in the building an applied AI ecosystem? And how does advanced hardware, like new AI chips from the companies such as FuriosaAI right here, so fit into that strategy? What do you think about that?
Of course. First of all, hi everyone. Very nice seeing you all. I think this is a very, very good question. And UAE is a unique position, investing a lot in technology, artificial intelligence, latest tech developments. And this is actually pretty exciting and very, very cool. And AI 71 is just one of those products of this investment into the space in the country. And at AI 71, we are really focusing on at-scale, enterprise-grade solutions. And I think that goal requires a lot of key prerequisites. One of the big needs nowadays to power, at-scale tech and AI is high-performance chips, high-performance hardware, things like energy efficiencies, ability to have sovereign compute, latency is becoming critical, not only from the quality of deployments, but from the accuracy and even ability to deploy some AI applications at scale at our clients. And I think this is where the ecosystem has to come together, because if I look purely from AI 71 point of view, we are an AI company. We are focusing on AI algorithms, on applications, on the business impact. We are not infrastructure company. But without infrastructure, our models will not work. So to me, nowadays, to truly push the boundaries, all ecosystem players have to come together and, to be totally honest, bring the best from around the world to package and then bring that output to the clients.
Amazing, amazing. The vision for the collaboration is very clear now. Okay, so, but what about the real world challenges holding us back? It's often about physical limits like power, memory, and cost. So to understand this bottleneck, let's hear from you, Vincent, who is one of the front lines from a major operator. So for your point of view from an operator, so when you deploy large AI models across your networks and data centers, what's the most practical limitations you're facing? So is it energy, cooling, or the cost of compute? And how limit the new chip technology help alleviate these pressures?
Thanks a lot, Jemma, and hi everyone. Thanks for having me here. At the end, you mentioned, I think, three important things, right? The costs, the energy, the cooling. I think to scale, all of them are important. It's a multi-dimensional problems that everyone has to take into account when we scale. Definitely, if I had to pick one, energy is an important one. The cost or the computing per watt, increasing it is going to be very important going forward, as all the needs also for the networks are constantly increasing. Maybe one thing that we don't think is that computing is definitely important, but also the way we use the network is going to be affecting how the models are going to be translated into real impact. For example, not every AI workload will belong to the core, to the centralized core, but there will be also the opportunity to orchestrate it towards regional nodes, towards the 5G, the edge. And it becomes also important how the network is built there.
Okay, thank you so much, Vincent. Now let's see how chip design is tackling those exact problems. So June, from a semiconductor design perspective, which constraint has been the hardest to overcome? Memory bandwidth, power efficiency, or software optimization? What do you think?
Right now, it's quite extraordinary time, as you see. If you see the scale of AI infrastructure build out that's announced by, for example, big tech players and all the sovereign AI initiative these days, we are talking about building, hundreds of gigawatt scale data centers globally for the just next couple of years. This enormous infrastructure build out will be accompanied by the most frontier semiconductor technology available. Like you mentioned about memory, networking, semiconductor process node efficiency, and everywhere. I think every area will try to push the best frontier as possible they can do to win this game, basically. For your question, I think, all those areas, people will do, every, semiconductor company and every layer will try to push the best thing as possible. And FuriosaAI, as located in Korea, our advantage, we have a certain advantage, like in memory technology, and we have one of the best foundry available there. We have a quite good semiconductor talent pool. So definitely we'll try to push our best to participate in this extraordinary time as one of the winners there.
Great, thank you so much. So we have the technology from the designer and the real world needs from the operator. So now let's talk about the collaboration, how we can bring them together, right? So that's where is the Korea and UAE partnership comes in. So it feels like a perfect match for me. We have Korea's leadership in semiconductors and the UAE's incredible drive to build in AI ecosystem. So that combination is very well. So Jun, again, please, to meet the demands of the UAE's operational scale, what kind of design or software flexibility would you need from them and your end?
As I previously mentioned, it's a quite extraordinary time, and I think the UAE, Korea can do quite ambitious thing together. This AI era needs quite high ambitions. I think UAE is a high ambition to be one of the front runner into the AI infrastructure build out. Quite matches well the ambition of Korea, who like to be at the frontier of semiconductor technology. So if you combine the ambition of two areas together, then it can be very unique synergy, in my opinion. It's not just the US kind of a big tech just dominating this entire scene, or just, let's say, just the two big countries are doing everything, occupying the highest value chain themselves. But like the UAE and the Korea has a quite unique synergy to create quite durable and ambitious project and be one of the winners together, I think.
Great.
So that's my opinion.
Wonderful. Yeah, I hope so too. Okay, let's talk about how we actually do. Okay, maybe this is all about the tech transfer. So moving something from a lab into another country to the real world in another, right? So from a practical standpoint, what would an effective tech transfer or co-development model between both countries look like? So next question for you, Vincent. How do you envision working with the foreign chip developers? Would Etisalat prefer joint labs or the local pilots or cloud integration models that blend both sides' expertise?
Yeah, not every partnership has, let's say, a model that there is no one fit every partnership model. So many can work. Depending on the different conditions, but I would say that I will not think about unilateral transfer, but write more about co-development and structured collaboration could work. For example, you talked about POCs or pilots. Those could be very important for testing AI workloads, for example, in real life conditions under environment which are still controlled, and could help as well in the example of design of the chips, adjusting and fine-tuning the design. Another model that you mentioned is also the shared innovation lab. That has also the benefit of maybe sharing and leveraging the strength of both countries and potential companies, which is, on one side you have the best in the chips design, so the designing the chips, and on the other side also how to integrate it in the telecom network in the right way. Or there are also other models, for example the sovereign or hybrid cloud integration model, where there is also the benefit of having right embedded into the real day, everyday collaboration, the possibility of being up to date with the compliance, for example, for sovereign requirements, which are very increasingly more important.
Great, thank you so much. And Clemens, what are the key ingredients of a successful cross-border pilot shared database, test-based funding mechanisms? And the second question is, and how could AI-71 is a catalytic role in this process?
Very good. I think this is a very, very good question. And if you are a tech AI firm, it's one thing to be successful in your home area, and it's a completely different ball game to take it outside to a different country, to a different region, to a different ecosystem, different context. And for us at AI-71, we are really thinking about it in a very strategic and serious way. When you are taking different technologies outside or bringing technology from outside here, a couple of key success factors that we saw from the experience. One is really investing in the local context. And that can happen in multiple ways. That can be by augmenting your teams with local expertise. It could be embedding local technologies into your core tech. It can be basically having a very deep understanding of subject matter in the local context. All of these things are really important. The other thing which really makes a difference is shared data sets. The moment you move from country to country, the data changes, the context changes, something is a little bit different, even in areas where there is a high homogeneity. Even then, once you move from country to country, the data sets just become widely different, and some of your AI applications, your solutions, your models, and modules might not work off the shelf. Therefore, if you can, as much as possible, have your technology built in a way that is data agnostic and or prepared for data differences between different countries, that will help. And also what would help is having very clear country-by-country strategy. It's very difficult to just take an AI solution, especially in the B2B space, and just say it will work for anyone, anywhere in the world, off the shelf. It's not that easy to do. Therefore, when we're building AI tools, we also need to take into account the rollout and the roadmap of the country-to-country expansion, and take those local nuances into your product design, bring it to your product sprints to make sure that when you build AI capabilities, they actually work in the local context, and then you're able to achieve impact. I think that's really important. And then AI-71 is really playing a key role at enabling this. And we do it by making sure that we have local context, have cross-country partnerships and collaborations embedded across the entire value chain of the product development lifecycle, from the core tech partnerships to the modeling partnerships to even the talent. That's also something that we don't talk a lot. It's also very important that the talent in your teams represent some of the countries that you might be interested in moving in. That helps with contextualizing and localizing your AI tools and technologies. So I think these are the key dimensions that really help take technologies in a cross-border fashion, especially from the early stages, and especially in the B2B space. I think these would be the couple of key ingredients for success.
Amazing, great, thank you so much. So we've talked about business and tech side, and now we'll talk about the rules, governance, and policy. Okay, so this is for Vincent. From the industry viewpoint, what kind of regulatory clarify or public-private frameworks would help you deploy foreign AI hardware safely and confidently?
So, from an industry point of view, it's releasing the AI and favoring that requires the regulator to create clarity my view. This clarity is related to the frameworks and policies related to data, computing, as well intellectual property that can be, and how this is, the collaboration can be moved across the boards. What are the rules of the game? That will be very important to accelerate the collaborations across the board in a secure manner. And I think in UAE it's quite spearheading in that regard also related to the rest of the world. Related to public-private partnership, I think the role of the regulator is creating the guardrails and setting the standards that the other need to follow, while the private sector can execute in terms of like delivery of speed and testing and making sure that the technology is transferred, co-developed all together. At the end, for example, we are trying to stay ahead of the curve in the sense that we created a responsible AI framework across 6 principles on transparency, data privacy, fairness, and etc. Where now all the AI use cases which we are implementing across the group will follow a process. And we also implemented an AI governance platform in collaboration with IBM Watson X, which is basically making sure that every use case is following these principles. And with that, we are really trying to favor, and we are very in hope that every new innovation from the regulator can be immediately implemented.
Okay, thank you. So for you, Jun, as a Korean, company, and you got the experience to send the export to the international market. So, what policy support or international agreements are most needed to accelerate a responsible tech transfer? It's about the tech transfer. What do you think about it?
Sorry,
To go abroad, the companies expanding abroad.
Okay.
Sharing your
Sure.
experience.
From the very beginning, our ambition is we aspire to be a global company. In terms with our product, that can scale to the global, and also with our talents. We like to find every talent globally who can contribute this meaningful kind of mission. Because as I mentioned again, our kind of core mission is to make this AI computing more sustainable.
Sure.
And as you probably these days noticed, the AI cost is not getting cheaper. It's getting even more expensive these days. Eventually, it will leave a lot of people cannot afford to using AI as it gets more and more expensive. So the mission of making this AI computing more sustainable is quite a global thing, in my opinion. So with that mission, we like to scale our product and our team globally.
Great.
That might be
Thank you
my
for your
answer,
answer.
yeah.
Thanks. So now we are nearing end of this session. So next, our last topic is the future. For AI to be successful in the long run, like you said, is sustainability, right? So as AI grows, managing energy use and long-term impact is a key challenge for both of our nations, I think. So for the Klemens, how does AI 71 think about energy efficiency and sustainability when designing or selecting large-scale AI deployment?
Of course. First of all, this is a very, very important point, and it has multiple reasons why it's a very important point. On one end, we have sustainability goals, energy efficiency goals, environmental goals, and at the same time, we also have efficiency and cost consciousness goals. Back in the day, when I was just starting my machine learning engineering career, years back, we never had a question from our leadership how much it costs to run this algorithm, how much it costs to run this query. These things never was even a thing. But nowadays, when we're talking about the latest and greatest cutting-edge tech and analytical applications, the question how much it costs, how much energy it consumes, how much inference consumes of the energy output are very real questions. And these questions are so important that they are also baked into the design principles of AI products and services. So in our experience, as we're building AI technology, and once we are facing energy-intensive algorithms such as high-performance agentic platforms, of course, large language model inference, even the high-performance computer vision algorithms, natural language processing algorithms, all of these are very, very heavy on compute and inference. And efficiency, runtimes, energy cost, energy consumption are becoming critical. So as part of our roadmaps, we have dedicated work streams of engineers working on purely optimizing the efficiency and runtimes of the algorithms. Not only that leads to higher efficiencies, but also in lower cost, lower runtimes, and also higher adoption across the industry players. Because at the end of the day, it hits also the bottom line of the companies. If we can make those algorithms more efficient, potentially higher adoption could also come from those.
Yeah, that's very important. Okay, June, let's talk about the chip design. Okay, at the chip design level, what innovations, whether in architecture, quantization, and materials, do you believe will redefine energy efficient AI computing in the next few years?
Definitely. I think every semiconductor company will try to, as I mentioned, to improve the energy efficiency drastically to meet all the computing demand. Actually, right now we are expecting like 100 or 1,000 more compute demand coming very soon. So you got to, but we have even though we build the nuclear power and everything, we are right now very power constrained right now. So I think like a semiconductor company like us will try to reduce this energy efficiency as much as possible. But the one thing I like to tell is that to fundamentally reduce energy efficiency, you need a very different paradigm of architecture than the existing paradigm that's quite dominated by right now the GPU architecture. So it's why we are approaching this problem from a very, very different angle, and we are starting also almost from our own first principle to build the foundational architecture for this sustainable and energy efficient AI compute.
Okay, thank you. Was an inspiring discussion today. So I think it's end of now. So it's very clear to UAE and Korea Tech and go for and cooperation together in the future, all about the AI semiconductor, and we can collaborate in very few years now. So it's this is our hands, and please give a warm hands to our experts, panelists. Thank you. This concludes our session now. Thank you for your coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and also thank you to you, Jenna, for moderating this session.